welcome to On a Mission.
Sorry for the slight delay. We started, but something went wrong. It didn't go live. So Emily and I were like just sitting here doing the show intro for ourselves. And I always have the stream on next to me on another monitor. And I'm like, there's a little delay. There's always a little delay.
There's a little delay, but this was a big delay.
This was like several minutes later. I was like, huh. I wonder.
It was one of those nights technology was not working. We appreciate you all joining.
We have poor Dream Girl Ellie in the green room waiting. Probably like, what is happening?
She probably thinks, why am I doing this right now?
All right, we're here. As I said, we got
Veda,
Dream Girl Ellie.
Thank you for tweeting that out. I was on a roll. I was so excited. We have our special guest, Dream Girl Ellie. We also have our upcoming show, Edge of Glory, on April 22nd. Get your tickets. They're on sale at missionprowrestling.com, and you can watch it on Title Match Network. And if you have not seen our last show, which Veda and I broke down, Kickstart My Heart, which was a few weeks ago, go watch that on Title Match Network. We're going to have tons of content coming out, behind the scenes moments from that show in the coming weeks. And there was so many amazing things coming out of that show. You don't want to miss it. Like Brian said, good evening. And everyone share this show. Every Tuesday, we're going to be speaking with special guests. And every Thursday, at 9 p.m. Central, we have Mission Pro Unmatched, which we go back in time and we look at the archives of Mission Pro Wrestling and break down past shows, past matches. It's pretty fun. And Veda, you would be great on that show as well.
Oh yeah, I'd love to join you sometime.
Yeah, analyzing the progression of talent at Mission Pro. A few years in, we saw Maddie's first match with Jazz. That was her debut match at Mission Pro.
Wow.
Yeah. And we saw Genocide, formerly known as Jenna Van Muscles. We saw her first match, and now she's our Mission Pro champion. So there's some great talent that comes out of Mission Pro Wrestling.
Wow.
And so that's a great show you should watch. And then we have this show, On a Mission. So follow, subscribe on YouTube. Follow Mission Pro on all the social platforms, because that's where it's at, right, Veda? That's where everyone should go.
And I'm super pumped that, our next show is not till April 22nd. That's a little bit of time, but Mission Pro fills in that time period with so much free content, be it new matches coming out or looking back, like you said, on old matches, which are going to be new matches for some people. And then everything that we do on Tuesday. I mean, there's a lot of time, but it's like Mission Pro doesn't stop.
We don't stop. We have content churning out. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to have a great conversation tonight. We have a very special guest, Dream Girl Ellie, which I know, Veda, you're familiar with. You've called a few of her matches.
Mm-hmm.
And we're excited to welcome her to Mission Pro. She's making her debut. So I'm excited to welcome her. I think we should begin this fun conversation, this fun chat, and get to know her. So everyone in the chat, we have Mark, we have Pete, we have Matthew, Brian, front row. Ask those questions, interact in the chat, because we want this to be a big, warm welcome for Dream Girl Ellie. So let's welcome her in the chat. Give her a round of applause.
Hey, I did it.
Hello.
Hey, hello. Thanks for joining us and hanging in there with us through those technical difficulties.
That's all right. It happens. It's one of those days.
It does happen. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and I want to learn all about you. But before we dive in, I have to know how you're feeling about being on the Mission Pro poster for Edge of Glory and making your debut.
Anytime I'm on posters, it's still like that little like surreal moment of being like, hey, look, I'm a little person. But the Mission Pro one, where I'm kind of like up close, like kind of one of the first couple ones, like it's extra cool for me, because I've been wanting to get on Mission Pro for a while, and I'm glad it's finally worked out. But being, not front and center, but like to the side where it's still kind of front and center is like really, really cool for me. Oh God.
So you said that you've been wanting to be a part of Mission Pro for a while. So have you been watching from the beginning and kind of seeing the evolution of Mission Pro and the talent that's come in and out?
I have. I remember like when it first became like a thing, I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world because like there's not really like a whole lot of like women's companies, especially like an all women's company and stuff. And like I know there's like a couple dudes here and there, but mostly it being females is really cool for me. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
But like when it's always like oh, that special attraction match, and then it's like a female match, we're just like now it's kind of like all females in the special attraction match is going to be a dudes match, which is I don't know, it's just a cool little turnaround for me.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things is that Mission Pro was founded on like you said, like giving this platform for women that have only been the exhibition match or have only been that specialty match, that you have a full card of men's matches and then one female match. And really that shouldn't be the case anymore. And so the fact that like we obviously have JP Harlow, you know, he tries to get a match here and there at Mission Pro, and the men's revolution happening. But that is a men's exhibition match because the men are not the highlight.
Yeah. It's all women, and then you know they get sprinkled in there instead of the other way around.
Well, I wanted to go back a little bit and ask you a little bit about, you know, earlier in your career, just so we can kind of let everyone get to know you. I think I first learned of you or was familiar with you when you did, I think it was Dark Elevation. You wrestled someone who's very, very familiar to Mission Pro fans, Thunder Rosa. And I went back and watched the match recently, and I think it was Paul White who said that this was like your second or third match. Was it really that early for you?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was my second match with her. So I
Mm.
think that might be what he meant, because I had a 30-minute I guess indie match with her in Tennessee. But no, I had been wrestling since 2019.
Okay, so again, still very, very new to pro wrestling to be having 30-minute matches with Thunder Rosa. I watched that match too, to kind of just prep for this interview. And that was the next thing I was going to ask you is, you wrestled Thunder Rosa. You said it was 30 minutes in Imperial Wrestling, I think it was, in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And again, this was when Thunder was really like coming up through the ranks of pro wrestling. That was 30 minutes. I was going to ask you if you remember how much time passed between that match and then you getting to wrestle Thunder Rosa on Dark Elevation.
Oh,
which
only
by
like
the way,
3 or
y'all,
4 months.
Yeah,
wow.
Was it 2020? 2019.
It was like Dark, but 21, I think.
21.
Because Thunder wasn't champion yet.
Yeah, it was it was the Miami show when they first started traveling again after COVID.
Okay, I
like
got
the first travel show at all.
Yeah, so you were
the last couple
relatively
years
new.
kind of just worked together.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't seen that match for some reason, Dream Girl Ellie versus Thunder Rosa from Dark Elevation, it's on the internet, and I mean, we can talk about this if you want to or not talk about it. It is, and this is no offense to anybody who, you know, gets the opportunity to wrestle on Dark and maybe doesn't have a long match, but this particular match is pretty long. And it's very back and forth. It's very competitive, more so than a lot of times I think you get used to seeing on shows like that, where there's like, you know, someone who's a regular and someone who's not. That's not really the expectation. But this was a very, very competitive match. It's definitely worth checking out. And I wanted to ask how you felt about that, having such a huge opportunity to like showcase what you can do.
So, I was the first show. It was the first show traveling. I was the first match before, like even before Dynamite. So like I was like the first, and like I started like the entire show. So I like put like a little bit of extra pressure on me too. I was just like, well, can't suck. Like you got to start the whole entire show, and getting to do that was honestly like such a really, really cool. There was a lot of people in that building, like in Miami. So that was like a really. I don't even know, like, I don't know, it was just crazy, like, because it was just, I got to, like, I'm very thankful for her, like, and we, like, she, obviously I've known her from, like, the match before and stuff, and, like, I don't know if I can swear on this or not, but, she beat the crap out of me in, like, the first match, and, like,
Yeah.
I was like, I think she was kind of glad that I could like give it back too. So I think that's why
Yeah.
it was like the second time it was so competitive, because she's like, all right, well, we already know that she's gonna hit me hard, and I kind of already knew she was gonna hit me hard. So like it kind of just like we just literally just both tried beating the crap out of
Right.
each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I
And I
said,
like
it's a
how
really fun
yeah.
match.
Well, I like how
Thank
you
you.
said that it was like kind of this back and forth, because a lot of the time you don't really see that on Dark, and so
Yeah.
I like how it was this kind of, you're having that conversation that of movement in the ring, right? You're just like really kind of telling a story there.
Yeah.
You also like a few. Speaking of other kind of Mission Pro talent, you also had a Dark match with Genocide, who is now our Mission Pro champion. A few years ago.
She was my tag partner for a night.
Yeah. So how was working with Genocide, and with Genocide being the Mission Pro champion? Is there going to be some tension there, perhaps?
I'm just saying, I have beat her a couple times before. I'm not gonna tell you that she's beating me because that's not important. We don't need to worry about that part. But we did wrestle a couple years ago before. Sorry, I have a contact and it is not participating right now.
You can take a second if you need to.
So then when we tagged, the funniest thing about the entire night is, since I was the first one in the Miami show, this was my first. That was my first AEW match, and we, since it was still during COVID, it was Daily's Place in Jacksonville, and that was when they taped like a month's worth all in one night. So that match was the very, very, very last match.
No.
We went on at 3:45 in the morning. So, obviously, like I stretched like right after, like when I got dressed, and then like I realized I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to sit here for like 4 hours. So like I was like trying to stay warm, and then it's outside, and it was like, I want to say it was like October, November-ish, which like in Jacksonville is still like wintry, I guess. Like they actually get like seasons up there. So it was like kind of cold, so you're trying to stay warm. But I did lose for our team. So hopefully she's not mad about that, but I guess we'll find out.
Or maybe she's like just mad enough that you guys can have another match.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like, listen, I'm on a mission. See what I did there? For 2023, and it's to be the top woman at a lot of companies. So I'm just saying it is a pretty title. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm not calling her out, but I'm not calling her out.
Okay, a little sly work there of words. So you have been watching Mission Pro. So you know Genocide, and you teamed with her. But is there someone else that you might want to tag team with? And kind of we're building the tag team division here at Mission Pro Wrestling. I know you're heading into a singles competition, but
okay. I didn't know that. Good to know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
See, I gave you a clue. A
little bit of a clue. No. As long as we can work together, I'm okay with anyone as a tag partner. Oh, okay. I saw puns. Yeah, I don't know. As long as we work together and we don't lose, because I don't like losing. So.
Okay.
It could be anyone.
So
it might be Jenna again. Who knows?
Have you, when you talk about tag team wrestling, is that something you've done a lot of? Like, do you have people that you regularly tag with, or is it something you try to avoid? Not your thing?
I do have a tag partner. And we travel all over together. But it's intergender because it's Blanco Loco.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do the intergender tagging, which I know like some people are just like not for and stuff like that. But yeah, he's been my tag partner. 1 second. For 4.5 years now. And we've got to like travel all over the world, go to different countries. We tagged in England.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
We've tagged in Canada.
Wow.
We just literally tagged over the weekend in Tennessee. So yeah, I guess he's kind of like my mainstay tag partner for now.
Yeah.
That's cool. Where's been like the funnest place you've traveled to?
Oh gosh. And this is not me just being like, haha, I went to England, but we wrestled in an inflatable building thing. Like it was like a I don't know how to explain what they were. It was like a bounce house building. Like,
Do you
it was a
know?
building
Do
that
you know
literally just had
where?
a bunch
Where
of bounce
was it?
houses.
Where was it? Was it in Blackpool?
I think so.
Was it like? Okay. Was it
I think
for
it
what
was like
promotion? Do you remember what promotion? Because I have wrestled in very, very
That's
many strange venues in England and situations,
it was like
including a
it was
cave.
called.
Was that fun?
It was. Oh my gosh.
I once
What was it?
had
It was
to
like
do.
Wacky inflatable.
I did PCW. I did PCW one time. Was it PCW up in Blackpool?
I did. Yes, I did PCW.
There,
That's what
it was like it's like a party fun center, and the area where
Yes.
they put the wrestling ring has like a multi-level like
A-
ball and nets thing.
Yes.
And they're like, but that's the locker. Like to get to the entrance,
Yes.
you have to climb through the bouncy house thing, and then crawl, and then jump down in your gear, and then walk out to the ring. It's insane. It's very fun.
All right,
It's at Blackpool Circus.
All right, Brian, we need a
Oh,
bounce house
great.
at the next show. We're gonna get a
Fine,
giant
Brian.
pink and purple castle bounce
Oh my
house. We're
gosh.
making it happen. Brian, put it on the list.
Oh,
Yeah,
That sounds
I have
amazing.
definitely
Marketing
wrestled
meeting.
there.
Oh my goodness.
I have
I have to
definitely
find
wrestled
pictures of
there.
this. After this, I'm doing more research on that specifically.
I have a
because that
video
sounds so
of
cool.
where I literally like took an entire video. I was just like, oh look, here's these like inflatable little bounce castle things, and then like there's a ring right next to it, and I will send it to you because
This is amazing.
it's hilarious.
I mean,
I'm telling you, the locker room was like a little backstage area, and then in between the locker room and the ring is this gigantic climbing playground contraption. So the only way to get from the locker room to the ring area was you had to climb into the structure, climb through it, and come out the other side
I'm ready for
in
it.
wrestling boots.
I'm ready for
It was
it.
insane.
So can we get a bounce house sponsorship opportunity right there? You guys could sponsor the Mission Pro Wrestling Bounce House at Edge of Glory or every
Amazing.
other subsequent show if you
Oh
want to.
gosh,
It's gonna happen.
it's amazing.
Like your decal on like the front of the castle.
Oh yeah,
We could even do a dragon. It doesn't have to be a castle. We could do a dragon. What
it
other
could be
bounce
like
house
one of those
stuff?
like slides.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Oh,
big
that's how you
slide
get
would
in the
be fun.
ring. You just slide.
Yes.
And the Salvation Army has a huge ceiling, so we can get a really, really tall one.
A big slide to
That's what
bounce
we
into
do.
the ring would be nice. Like Rey
That's
Mysterio's
what we
trampoline
do.
entrance, but it's a
Yes.
slide and just bounce off the bottom of it.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I'm researching after this. I'm doing it.
Right, we're about to have like a
But-
million messages about these.
I know. So
It's
we
so
also,
exciting.
I also saw someone front row. Speaking of tag teams, to go back to that for a second, said Dream Girl Ellie and Janai Kai as a team. What do you think about that?
I have only wrestled Chennai once, and it was when she a couple years ago at a company in Newport Richey, Florida, and she kicks so freaking hard.
Okay, but that's why.
Genocide got kicked a lot in December.
Okay, but that's why
Yeah.
this tag team thing is a great idea.
That's
you don't
what
get
Your
I'm
kicked.
tag
saying.
partner
If-
usually doesn't
yeah.
kick you.
If listen, Blanco, I'm a weapon in my tag team. So as long as I'm not being beat up for our offense, it's great. Like,
I feel that whoever Janai Kai's tag team partner is at any given moment is the least
Is
likely
safe.
person to be kicked by her. Might be the one that's safe. So I don't
Yeah.
know. It might not be the
Yeah.
worst plan.
Might be a safe bet
not
to have
terrible.
her as a tag team partner. You know.
I mean, it would be kind of cool to have like a kick demon and a dream girl together, because then you get best of
Yeah.
both worlds.
So that's the next thing though that I want to ask you about. Your wrestling name, Dream Girl Ellie, is very unique. And what does it mean to you? Like what does Dream Girl
Yeah.
Ellie mean? Like what
Who
should
is
we
the
be?
essence?
Yes. What's the whole vibe there?
So it's such a funny story of how I actually got the Dream Girl part. I used to come out to this song like the first like 2 or 3 months of me wrestling. It was Problem by Natalia Kills, I think it is. And it literally says like I'm your dream girl something something, you know what I mean? And I heard it and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I think I told Blanco about it and he's like, oh, you should start using it. But like I literally was a couple months into wrestling and like I still found like a moniker kind of weird where I was just like, that's kind of weird. Like people are gonna call me Dream Girl. That's kind of weird. And then he started like telling everyone. So then that's where it came from. But I don't know. So for me, like I use Dream Girl because it's like I like to think of it as like a pro wrestling girl next door, but it's also like I go to Disney World all the time. Like literally, I was at Disney World today. And I really want to be like a princess. So I kind of do like a little bit of that, where it's just like I kind of want to make like my princess dream come true, but it's also pro wrestling girl next door. So it's kind of a little bit of both of those.
I love that. I mean, talk about like your gear and your brand kind of evolution, because you've had some incredible kind of looks over the course of your wrestling career. So talk about how Dream Girl Ellie kind of played into that branding.
So my first couple sets of gear were all like superhero based. Like I have like an Aquaman, a Wonder Woman, Tron, which I know isn't like a superhero, but it's still kind of, it's there. There's like a Joker based one, which is a hero, but you know, it's in the comic book life. And then I transitioned it to all princesses. So I have Belle, which is the one that's on the poster, is Belle.
Yeah.
I have Aurora, Rapunzel, Snow White, Cinderella, and I think one more, but I don't know for sure. I'm getting one more made, but I can't tell anyone about it yet.
Okay.
So like Russell Cade last year, not the one like 3 months ago, but like the 2021 one. I came out in a full Aurora dress. And then I took it off, and then I had like their Aurora gear underneath it. So yeah, that's literally just me making all my dreams of being a Disney princess come true. That's absolutely what it is. I was like, I want to be a princess, so I'm gonna do it.
So who's your ultimate princess, your favorite princess?
Rapunzel. And if I wasn't sitting down, I would show you the tattoos that I have that are all Disney based, but I have a Rapunzel tattoo and I have a Pascal tattoo. So that's definitely my favorite. She's just, I don't know, she's cool, I guess.
So when you say Rapunzel, like, was that a fairy tale that resonated with you at all, or was it like specifically like Tangled Rapunzel? Because she's pretty cool.
It was definitely just like Tangled Rapunzel. Like I just remember like seeing that come out, because like when it came out, Frozen also came out, and like Frozen was like this big mainstream thing, but I was just like, nah, bro, like I want this one. So yeah, there was nothing like, I didn't grow up ever being like, oh my gosh, princesses. Like I was, but I was also like, oh my gosh, like I have 3 brothers, so I also was like kind of tomboyish. Obviously, I'm a wrestler now. Like I didn't stick to like the whole being a little model, or like, because that's what my mom was trying to get me to do. My mom was trying to get me to be like normal, I guess, and I was like, Mom, I want to play football, and like I played baseball growing up. I danced growing up, so I was like kind of like she's like, you have to do this thing I need my blonde-haired, blue-eyed daughter to do, which was be a ballerina. But I was also like, I'll do it if you let me play baseball.
Wow.
So like I had to find that little thing. So I feel like that I just found her one day, and I was like, oh, she has a frying pan and she just beats the crap out of people. That's kind of cool. So
I mean, how did your mom react when you said, hey, I'm going to be a wrestler?
So my mom didn't think I was going to do it. And this is the absolutely, like I finally have told my dad this. After I did it, I told someone else about it. But I told my dad, hey, I was going to be a wrestler when I was like 13. And he was like, sure you are. Because I always had the craziest things growing up. I was going to be in the FBI. I was going to be in the SWAT team. I was going to be, I think one was a teacher, and my mom was very happy for that one. And I was like, I'm going to be a wrestler. And They were
That's
all
a
like, yeah,
trifecta
sure,
right there. That's a mix.
it was go big or go home. So I ended up like I signed up on my 18th birthday for training, and I ended up like telling my dad and stuff because I lived with him at the time, and he said, "You're gonna quit the first day of training," and I was like, "Bet." So I did training. On the way home, I made up my mind that I was gonna quit because it was terrible. Like it wasn't terrible, but it was also like terrible.
It's eye-opening, your first day of training.
Listen, I puked the first day, okay? I was not in shape at all. By the way, I don't know if this is the lighting or if it's just because I'm tan, but I look super jacked right now. I'm just staring at myself and I'm trying not to, but I totally am.
You go for it. Go for it.
Right? But so on the way home, because it was like a 30-minute drive, I made my mind up. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. I got quit. And I walked in the front door and my dad stayed up to be like, hey, how was it? Are you going to quit? And as soon as I opened the door, he was like, oh, how was it? And I was like, terrible. And he's like, are you going to quit? And I was like, no. And I only became a wrestler out of spite so he would not be right. Obviously I love it and stuff, but like I literally was quitting training on like in my brain every single time because it was so terrible. I loved it, but it was so terrible because I was not the most I'm still not very athletic, but like growing up I was not athletic at all. Like I was like that weird awkward little fat kid, you know what I mean? Like I was not, it wasn't cute. But so that kind of like wrestling definitely helped me like obviously get in shape and stuff. But yeah, he's the reason I like stuck through training for as long as I did.
Wow.
Just because I wasn't gonna prove him right. I was like, you're not no. Like you're not gonna do it. So then like I broke my foot like 2 years ago. I didn't even tell him for a couple weeks because I just forgot. And then I FaceTimed it. I was like, oh yeah, Dad, look, I broke my foot. And now it's funny when I get those injuries for him because he hates it, but I think it's funny now.
Yeah, Bob's reminding us that this is not the first spite story we have heard on a mission. There's
it's the female thing, bro.
I mean, I feel like there's so much more. Like, I feel like a lot of the wrestlers we talk to, they hold on to it and they like they want to prove everyone wrong. And I feel like it's so much harder. Like on that journey to be like, yeah, I took my first bump and I hated it and it hurt and I wanted to quit, but you keep going because you have so much.
The first time I hit the ropes, I was like, I am never doing that again. I'm like, this is terrible. Like I had bruises. I was so pale that like, and I bruise really easily. So like I had like this line of just like straight bruise. And I was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm like, this is stupid. Why am I doing this to myself?
So what was your reaction? Yeah. I mean, what was your reaction after your first match? I mean, not necessarily in front of an audience, but, you know, your first match. And did you have those same thoughts?
Once I I loved training and I obviously wanted to keep doing it because I had like these dreams growing up and stuff. But like, even that first match, I was everyone's terrible. Their first, no one's ever good. You know what I mean? And their very first still in training match, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh my god, I'm terrible. I'm not gonna do anything in my life. And then like in my head I was like, well, if I keep doing this and keep training and keep trying to get better, I was like, maybe I will one day. I was like, maybe even if I don't go like obviously everyone's dream is to be signed and big top star and stuff, but like that moment I was just like, all right, well, you know what if I just get to have like a match in front of like 20 people, that'd be cool, you know what I mean? So it was cool and kind of eye-opening because I was like, all right, this is reassuring the fact that I kind of still want to do this. But it sucked.
So you mentioned earlier that this year you're focusing on trying to be a top wrestler at various promotions, right?
Yes.
And so what are some of those milestones and how are you working towards those goals?
Definitely getting out and like traveling to like new states. Like I travel a lot, but I feel like I'm traveling in like the same East Coast. Sorry, I have to do the little thing. I feel like I'm in the East Coast. Like I'm in Kentucky, Illinois. I don't know if Illinois counts as East Coast, but
More like
Kentucky,
Midwest, I think.
Illinois, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, this kind of right side of the country. So my goal is to definitely go to the left side and to go to Japan, where I'm gonna go to Japan this year. But I have the most outrageous wrestling goal in life because it's just I want to wrestle in North or South Dakota. And yeah,
Okay.
because it just makes no sense.
Are
Because
there-
it's just a random state.
There are.
There's a few, right? Is there
Yeah,
like one or
yeah.
two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's literally like 2 in like each state.
Mike just wrestled. My husband just wrestled in, I believe it was North Dakota a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm very jealous.
it's a very, very small scene, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple, so it's not impossible at all.
That's
Like,
my
that is
goal
a doable
for
goal.
this year. That's just
That's
like I have
doable.
like normal goals, but there's just something about like being like, oh, where are you going this weekend? North Dakota. Like it's just a state people kind of forget about. Like no offense to people in North or South Dakota, but like it's kind of like a thing. But I do want to I want to definitely like be in Texas more, and like California, Arizona, like literally like all the way to the side. Like I want to just wrestle everywhere. That's just the goal this year.
Hit every state.
Yes.
So you are coming back to Texas, and you're making a few other debuts in Texas. And
Yes.
I see that you're a Bucky's fan because you went to
I am.
one in Georgia. I think there's like one Bucky's in Georgia.
Oh, hello.
Oh, and my cat's
Hello,
gonna
Bucky.
join. Oh wait, which side? There.
Listen, if
she is.
I was home, I would have a dog right here and a cat
Yeah.
right here. So it's completely understandable.
They crash the podcast all the time. So we always talk about food at Bucky's. I know Veda wants to know as well. What is your go-to Bucky snack? Because I saw that cart pretty full that you have.
And it's okay if you want to. I believe that this sort of thing has to be separated too. There's the go-to Bucky's if you're on the road and traveling, and there's also the like go-to Bucky's favorite. Like you're like,
That's true.
I would not travel with my hand in a bag of beaver nuggets, but if I'm chilling at home, I would like to have some. That's I see them as two different situations.
I do have
It's
some
like
in my
it's like
pantry.
the driver's seat or like the passenger seat. There's
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So what I've been getting, and it's like kind of basic because I am kind of picky, are there's like the chicken fajita tacos.
Okay.
Oh.
It's just like with cheese, peppers, onions, and chicken. It's like nothing super duper crazy. Or the fried chicken sandwiches. Those are great. And I like so like I don't eat like steak or pork, and it's just because I'm really picky. Like there's nothing wrong
so you don't
with
get
it.
The brisket shredded. They have like the brisket sandwich and all that.
I always want to try it because it always looks fantastic, but I also know that I'm not gonna like it because I don't like steak or pork or what else to it? I don't know, shrimp or anything else like that.
Yeah. Do you have like a candy or something? Because I know like on the road sometimes you need that extra sugar to get you through those like 9-hour road trips.
Recently it's been Twix. And like
it's a classic.
I don't know why, but like I don't know. There's just something like chocolate or mini M&Ms, the ones in the tube. There's mini M&Ms are better than normal M&Ms, and I'll fight anyone about that one.
Those are dangerous because then you can just eat the whole tube.
Yeah. But it's good for driving because it's just in your hand.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's easy. Yeah.
There's another treat that I found that's dangerous at Bucky's, which is the eggless dairy. It's like the dairy-free cookie dough. So it's raw cookie dough.
Oh, I've seen those.
And they're little bite size, and they're in a cup, and they fit in your cup holder, and you can just pop them in your mouth. That's so bad, but so good.
I'm gonna be like, I need these now because I always see them, and I'm always just like, how do they taste? You know what I mean? Because like they're like the dairy-free, like egg-free type of thing. So I'm just like, I wonder how it's gonna be.
It's so good, so good. You wouldn't even know that you're. Yeah, there's no difference.
All right, I'll get them tomorrow at about 3:00 in the morning when I hit mid to top of Atlanta, Georgia-ish area.
So
I'm going to
you're in?
I'm
Yeah,
in
where are
Orlando.
you going?
Yeah.
You're in Orlando because you
All
said
right.
Disney. Where
And
are
you're
you
driving
going?
to Georgia?
Okay, no, I'm driving to Kentucky. So this whole weekend, without me spilling too many beans, is just a whole hot mess. So Blanca and I will leave in 2 separate cars tomorrow, around like 7-ish, because it takes 13 hours to get to Kentucky.
Okay.
So we will leave, drive 2 separate cars, drop one off at the airport in Atlanta. Then we'll get in the same car and drive to OVW for Thursday.
Which
Then
is
we'll go
Kentucky,
to
right?
Yeah, sorry. Then we'll go from Louisville, Kentucky to Winston-Salem, North Carolina for Ladies' Night Out, and I'm gonna do the 3:00 show and the 5:00 show. And then right after the 5:00 show, we're gonna drive 6 hours to Atlanta, and then I'm gonna drive home because I have to be somewhere on Saturday, super duper early in the morning, in Orlando, and Blanco has to go to Alabama for his show. So we'll drive 6 hours to Atlanta on Wednesday. Then we'll drive another like 8-ish hours to Kentucky. And then we'll drive 6 or 7 hours to North Carolina. Then 6 hours back to Atlanta. And then I'll drive about 6 hours home. And he'll drive a couple hours to Alabama. And then he'll drive home like the 9 hours by himself.
Oh my
Saturday
gosh. I'm
night.
exhausted just listening to all the back and forth. I feel like you and Veda need to talk about crazy road stories right now. We have to hear a wild story of like something wild that's like unbelievable on the road that's happened to you. Like if it's appropriate.
Other than the car accident we got in last year? No.
Ooh.
Dude, this dude, okay, so we wrestled in Louisiana. And it was a great weekend. Like it was our last show on the way home, and it was like we did 3-4 day loop, and it was great. And we left our show, and we kind of left early. It was great, because Louisiana is an hour back from Orlando.
Oh.
So it was like 11-ish when this happened. We were driving down whatever road. I think it was 95. I'm not sure exactly, but we were driving down a main interstate road. And out of nowhere, Blanco's passed out, and I'm in the driver's seat. I just get hit. So I kind of got like T-boned and sideswiped at the same exact time by this car. So he like weirdly made a weird U-turn and just hit us. Turns out this dude, I don't know how he was alive, but he was 20 times over the legal limit.
Oh my.
I don't know how the dude was alive. Like, and I know that sounds terrible, but like, I'm done after a couple drinks. How are you 20 times over legal limit?
Wow.
Wow.
So it's like 11:30 at night. Me too. And my car ended up being totaled. So 11:30 at night, we had to like call like AAA, call the cops obviously. And it was just like this whole mess. So we were supposed to be home, and then we had to stay the night in Louisiana, and I had to get a rental car to drive home because my car is stuck in Louisiana now, and it was just a whole hot mess.
Wow.
And like thankfully, like we were okay and stuff, but I was just like, bro, like after all these years, like nothing bad has like ever happened like that. Like knock on wood, so it doesn't happen again.
Knock on wood. Oh my goodness.
Like I was like, damn, bro, like we went like 0 to 100 on severities of this.
Well, I mean, I hope there's more fun road stories.
Yeah.
We drove to Canada a couple months ago.
Okay. Did you get some ketchup chips?
I didn't.
Oh.
I think Blanco did though.
You have to get back to Canada to get some ketchup chips. And if you hit at the right time of the year, ketchup Doritos are out.
Will it be in there around June?
So I don't know. It's only limited. It's every now and then.
So Lay's has a ketchup chip that's delicious.
Yeah.
But you should try to get like
only a Canada thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Occasionally, like an American brand will like introduce
to
the
do.
flavor, but it'll be more like a special thing.
Yeah.
That and
That's like not bad.
all dressed chips. They did all dressed chips once in America. They don't taste the same.
They
You
didn't.
got to get them in
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. See, now I have
All dressed
I'm
ruffles.
booked in Canada, but now I have to just go up there just to get some snacks.
Yep.
So some fun thing. So one of the fans in the chat wants to know if you have a favorite music or audiobook for the drive.
So this is probably, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this because it might be illegal. I'm scared to say it now. No, so we have.
What if he
an
was like,
extra-
you're telling us a story of someone that you know?
Someone-
that is a
yeah.
thing.
This person that I know, there's two people in the car usually for this person that I know. They have a spare phone that they use for like the maps and stuff, and they'll put it up on like the little phone holder, and this person that I know will put on like a movie or TV show. They won't like watch it. From what they've told me, they don't watch it.
Yeah.
But they'll like be able to listen to it and just kind of like hear it versus like music or something.
Oh, that makes
From what I
sense
was
though.
told.
As long as you're not watching it, that like
Yeah.
listening to it is like
So you're just
there's
like
plenty
this.
of like
Like
there's plenty
dialogue's
of like
funny.
well yeah, and there's like a lot of fictional podcasts that are like basically plays, like radio plays acted out. And they
Yeah.
have sound effects, everything. And I guess if you're like already familiar with like you know how we rewatch shows over and over? Like if you're already familiar with what you're watching, you don't really need to look at it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like
It's like a radio
this
show.
person has watched Grey's Anatomy a bunch of times, so this
Mhm.
person just has Grey's Anatomy playing in the background.
But like, yeah, you don't need to watch it. You know what everything you like. You know
Yeah.
what you're seeing, huh?
I've seen it
Like-
all already, or this person has seen it all already.
Yeah, like if someone is trying to fold laundry or do things around the house, there's certain shows like The Office that get put
Yeah.
on. Is that you
Yeah,
can, like,
where you
listen
don't
to the
have to be
jokes.
like
You don't have to
watching
be
it.
watching it. Exactly.
Yeah. No.
So what
I
Disney
get what they're
movie?
doing.
What's your favorite Disney? Well, you said Rapunzel. But like, is there some Disney movies that you're like, I you know, my friend likes to put them on in the car.
All of them.
And I know
don't
you
if there's
said
a Disney
princesses,
movie.
but like, yeah, I know you said princesses, but are you like also a Pixar type of fan?
Oh yeah, we were just talking about this a couple days ago. We're just like, oh, let's watch a movie, and I was just like The Incredibles. So like, let's just put that on, and I think we put that on. I think we put on like Toy Story the next day. Like I'm not like, okay, like this sounds terrible to say because I am super picky about like movies and stuff, but like Disney and Pixar and stuff, like I'm just down to whatever. I can see it 100 times and I'll still watch it. So
right.
that's
So it's not
like again, like that's something I've seen a million times. So you can put that on, and you don't have to look at it.
And there's music and stuff like that. So yeah, okay.
And that's the thing
good
about
choice.
musicals too that I love, where it's just like you get a little bit of music in the halfway through it.
Very
Oh,
cool.
Front Row has a really good question.
yeah.
What's your favorite Disney park or ride?
All right, this is gonna offend some people, but Animal Kingdom sucks.
Isn't that where you
Whoa.
said you just were today?
For like an hour.
No,
right?
I was at Magic Kingdom. That's where the
Oh,
castle
Magic
is.
Kingdom. Okay.
Yeah, Animal
Okay.
Kingdom
I
is the
knew
one
you
that
said
has.
kingdom.
The Animal
Yeah,
Kingdom
so there's-
with all the animals.
Yeah, they have like real animals.
Real animals.
Context clues.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the one that has like the Pandora ride, the Avatar flight of
Oh,
Avatar and stuff.
yeah.
This is a hot topic. You're gonna get the chat really riled
I
up.
know.
So
I'm
I haven't been to
sorry.
Animal Kingdom since it was only like the animal stuff. I completely forgot about Pandora. So that's like the big
Yeah.
attraction there now, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess if you don't love it,
I think it's boring. I went to Epcot today. Epcot's fun depending on when you go. If you go during like the food and wine when they have like all the little
so
festivals
good.
and stuff. But like we went today and it wasn't boring because like we still got to do stuff and whatever, but there was none of the food carts open because we're in between the Art of Animation one or Art and whatever it's called and Flower and Garden.
mm-hmm.
Like so it's like the art one ended Sunday and March 1st is the Flower and Garden. So we're in this like
Yeah,
awkward time where it's just
transition.
you walk
Yeah.
around the rides. Probably Magic Kingdom, and I know that's super cliche, but like there's a castle. Like I'm really like I love meet and greets, honestly. So like seeing all these people, like I don't care how many times I've seen Mickey Mouse, I'm gonna go see Mickey Mouse again. Like, you know, it's just one of those. And then probably Hollywood Studios after that. Hollywood's the second best because it's got the rides, like better rides. It has like Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, the Mickey and Minnie, the railroad thingy.
Okay. So you're talking a lot of Florida. Those are all Florida attractions. What about the OG Disneyland in Anaheim, California? Because I'm a Southern California girl, so that's what I grew up with.
I just went there. Not this year. Oh my gosh, 2021, November 2021. I went. And it was so nice because it wasn't like, I hate to say it's not busy because I'm sure it's busy, but compared to like Disney World busy, it wasn't busy at all. It was great. I got to do the whole park in like one day, and then I got to do the other park, and like I wasn't rushed, and like I didn't feel like I was missing anything. The Cars, I don't know if you got to do the Cars one where it's kind of like Test Track, but it's like the Cars Land one.
Cars Land, it's so beautiful. Cool. It's so fun.
The Haunted Mansion there was decorated for Nightmare Before Christmas. So that was really cool because we went like the end of November.
Yeah, they do that for like 3 months.
Yeah, for October, November, December, January, and Christmas, like at Disneyland is the best.
Oh yeah,
it's
that was
magical.
so pretty. The Avengers Campus was dope. The Guardians ride, where it's kind of like Tower of Terror, but it's like Guardians version.
They changed it up
cool. It was really cool to do like new things, but it's also cool to do like the same thing that's like changed a little bit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would happily go back. That's one of the things we're gonna do when we go to Japan this year, because we're gonna go to Japan for 2 weeks, not 2 years, for 2 weeks, and we're gonna go to like Universal and Disney and Wrestle, but Universal and Disney.
Amazing.
So like really my advice on that is honestly to prioritize Tokyo Disney Sea. It is the nicest theme park in the entire world. There is nothing else like it anywhere. It's still very Disney. Like look it up, watch some videos, but it's like it's fully immersive. It's really, really cool, and there's nothing like it anywhere. But if you do get the chance to go to Tokyo Disneyland, it is basically the exact same park as the California Disneyland, but in Japanese. So you'll notice like the cool little differences and things.
Differences.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if we did Disney Sea, is that like a 1-day thing, or should we do like 2 days?
I have only ever I've been to the parks multiple times, but I think I've only ever spent like 1 day at a time at each trip. And like, it's doable. I mean, obviously there's apps and things, and you can look at ride times and wait times and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I haven't been back to Japan since COVID. So I don't know like how far ahead of time you have to plan, like in terms of entry and things like that. I don't know if they're doing like completely full capacity or whatever. Yeah. But like, they're both huge, but like doable, I think, for sure.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
And I've never been to Universal there, just the Disney parks. But Tokyo Disney Sea is like, it's unlike anything else anywhere. It's really good.
Now I'm more excited.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Like, we could talk Disney all day.
Yes.
I know. I was just like, oh yeah, this is wrestling. Okay. But it's Disney now.
Like, I always get at Disney, we're going to talk one more food question. So I always get a churro at Disney. I get a Mickey Mouse pretzel. And I'm talking like original Disneyland. And there's a gumbo bowl in Norland Square. That's the bread bowl. That is delicious on a cold day. And you can sit in the square and you get to eat the gumbo bowl. It's amazing.
Emily, we have to get you to Japan. We have to get you to Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea or Disney Sea, because there's 2 foods in both of the Japanese parks that are like all over the place, and basically like you can try all the different ones. One of them is popcorn. If you've
I
ever
love
seen people with
popcorn.
those popcorn buckets, the big plastic popcorn buckets in different
Yeah.
character shapes, you buy one and then you can pay cheaper price for refills. And there's different flavors all over the parks. And there's like ways to keep track of that online. But the other thing is churros. Different flavored churros with different themes throughout different lands.
Oh my
There is a
gosh.
Finding Nemo orange cream churro that is like my favorite food I've ever had. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Churros.
think I am planning my trip right now.
You gotta go.
I know.
You gotta
I was
go.
like, hey guys, I gotta go.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a month off, you guys.
Yeah, but it's like it's definitely worth doing a little bit of research for the parks when you go if you have like a limited time. But it's also just like it's so fun to just like be immersed in all of it, especially in Japanese. Like the Country Bear Show is in Japanese. The
So cool.
Tiki
Oh, wow.
Birds are in Japanese. Like it's incredible.
room,
So
yeah.
yeah, you'll have fun.
Oh, awesome.
Woo.
So Ellie, what is your go-to Disneyland food then? Or Disney park
Mm.
food?
So mine isn't a food as much as it's a drink, I guess. The frozen lemonades. And I know they're super
Oh.
simple, but as an adult over the age of 21, Hollywood Studios, right by Rock and Roller Coaster, has frozen lemonades that you can add adult beverages to, and I do that, but then I'll forget that there's like adult beverages in it, and I'll just chug the whole thing because it's just a slushie for me, and I'll have like 2 or 3 of them, and I'm just like, oh yeah, whoops.
Whoops.
I was like, oh, lemon. But Epcot had. See, now I'm on this like adult beverage kick.
Because you can Epcot has alcohol too, right?
Epcot, you can do alcohol.
Yeah. So Epcot, they so my 21st was 2 days after the Disney closed for COVID.
Oh,
So I was supposed to
okay.
be there for my 21st. I didn't get to because they had to close. So my 22nd, we went, and I like drank around the world and stuff. And within like 45 minutes of me being there, there's a picture, and I have it of me just passed out on the floor because
Oh,
I said go
no.
big or go home.
Oh,
But
no.
the worst part was it was a frozen lemonade blueberry moonshine slushy.
Sounds delicious and dangerous.
Yes, it was. And the problem is that with slushies, I'm born and raised in Florida. Heat is a thing. So slushies don't bother me. Like I can drink an entire one in 5 seconds and be fine. No brain freeze or anything. So I chugged this thing because it was hot. And then I got another one. And then that's I was already drinking beforehand, but that's what put me over the edge. And it's the
It's all the
greatest
sugar.
picture I have
All the
in my
sugar.
It's,
camera.
I think it's the sugar
It's
too.
the sugar
yeah.
that does it.
And you're
yeah,
like
but
dehydrated.
you
Oh yeah,
can fix it with the turkey.
my family
what?
wants to remind us to discuss the giant smoked turkey drumsticks, which I can't even remember if Mike has ever actually eaten one.
He just sees pictures
But
of it and just wants
we
one.
admire them every time I'm vegetarian, so I don't want anything to do with it. But we do admire people eating them every time.
I mean, that takes some real like just forgetting that anyone is watching you because you're full on hamming on that
forgetting
drumstick.
carbs exist and stuff. Forgetting calories.
Like
Forgetting everything.
Because it's not even like in a restaurant. It's just
You're
from
not.
afar.
No, you
So you have
literally
to like
just
walk
get
around with
and
it.
it's wrapped around in paper. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
which is so funny.
give it to the parks because you usually don't get protein at parks. You get like maybe a burger or like chicken tenders. So like to get like a full on drumstick.
They said all the
This is like
protein.
one of your like
And they're
lower carb
huge.
options. They're big. They're like shareable
They're
size.
huge.
It's like Renaissance fair style, right?
I've never had them because like they're huge and they again like we're saying like you have to eat them in front of all these people and you're gonna make a mess.
You have to own it. Just own it.
But we went in December. Blanco and his other tag partner Axton, and then like a group of us, we all went down and they all got these drumsticks, and it's so funny watching them like try and eat. I literally had like an apple and like I think a pretzel, and everyone else was just chowing down on these little turkey legs and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys. And like people were like looking at us, and I was like, nah, bro, like I don't know these people. They all just sat at my table. And y'all just showed up. I don't know.
Well, I know we're definitely going to have some good Texas barbecue, some good Texas food while you're here on April 22nd.
Yep.
Edge of
I'm gonna
Glory,
get
you
all the
guys get your
food.
tickets. You
Yes.
can see Dream Girl Ellie in an awesome match, which will be announced soon.
Yep.
Stay
I
tuned.
don't even know what it is, guys.
Once we start getting matches announced, we might have to bring some people back on the show to ask them how they specifically feel about those matches. So we'll see.
I'll have to bring a drumstick.
It's gonna take you like 3 different podcasts to just like get it done.
Yeah, exactly.
You
chew on the same
meal prep
drumstick.
with that for 2 weeks.
There you go. Done. Efficient.
That's exactly how it works. Right.
All right. Well, Dream Girl Ellie, thank you so much. I know everyone in the chat and all the Mission Pro fans loved getting to know you, and we'll definitely bring you back in a few weeks to get your. Or we'll do an Instagram live with you to kind of get your thoughts on your match. So where can people follow you on social media, and will you be bringing merch with you in April?
Okay, so I should be more prepared for doing these. All right, Twitter is This Is Ellie with underscores underneath it. And then I think after Ellie, there's 2 underscores. Instagram is This Is Ellie with underscores with nothing after it. And then Facebook is The Dream Girl Ellie.
And I think Emily, you tagged Ellie in all the promo for this.
I think you did,
so
yes.
You can also check the Mission Pro account.
Exactly. So go follow her. There. Exactly. Go follow her, support. And yeah, bring your merch in April because it's Merch Mania. Yeah, post links to your merch as well because a lot of people go after the show and go check out your socials. And we'll see you in April. But we'll definitely have you on before then to kind of get your thoughts on your match, and enjoy some drumsticks, some churros.
Listen, I'm going to SeaWorld tomorrow, so.
Oh, okay. You're just like a theme park.
Yeah.
I'm vibing this week.
I love it. And safe travels. I know you have a really wild few days, so please be safe.
Yeah.
And we will definitely have you on again.
Bye.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Girl. All right. Take care. Oh my goodness, we had wild Disney stories. We had road trips. I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Yeah, so like that's the thing. Now I'm thinking about churros and popcorn buckets and stuff.
I know.
And I'm gonna go off and have some like frozen fruit or whatever.
Oh.
Well, that was fun. I'm excited to get to know more of the people who are coming to Mission Pro maybe for the first time in April. That's exciting.
Yeah, we're going to have more guests every Tuesday. So join in at 9 p.m. Central here on our Mission Pro YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe, share. Let everyone know that this is where it's at for wrestling and all of the fun. I'm Emily May. You can follow me at Emily May Heller. Veda, where can people follow you?
Oh, I forgot to put it in my little lower third, but it's Veda time. I believe I'm also tagged in all the promo for this as well. So just check me out from there.
All right. Well, remember, get your tickets. Edge of Glory, April 22nd at missionprowrestling.com, and sponsorship opportunities are open. So you can email at missionprowrestling@gmail.com. Get those in, and you can sponsor a wrestler, the show. There's many opportunities, so please reach out. And thank you all so much for watching and being with us every week. We appreciate it, and we will see you next week.
Bye.